I'm going to put this on a t-shirt. I'm going to put this on a coffee mug. I'm going to make you posters and magnets and whatever I got to do. Are you feeding the funnel? If you do not know this Andyism, I'm going to show you the picture that this is really crazy. I'm going to show you the picture that I drew on December 15th, 2020. It was a Tuesday. And I was about to do my annual moves to make because we did it on December 16th last year. It's December 15th this year. Both happen to be a Wednesday. And if you don't know what the funnel is, this is the funnel. And I know I wave it around a lot because I've been waving it all year. I think per show, I got the biggest bang for the buck out of this card. And per activity, you're going to get the biggest bang out of the buck if you follow this concept, these principles. And what do I mean by feeding the funnel? All right. So your job search activities, the moves you make in pursuing your job. Everything in life is a funnel. Okay, everything. It doesn't matter what you do. Everything's a funnel. Or I can make a funnel out of anything. 90% of the activities that you do should fall in this orange section up top. I don't know if you can see the orange. Resume send-outs. Now you might be thinking, well, hang on, I gotta keep sending my resume in 9 out of 10 hours? No. 90% of your time should be dedicated to finding a company to work for, finding people in that company, networking to get to people in that company, sending them an email or message or calling them or walking to their house or whatever to get them your resume. So all of those activities, ultimately with the goal of sending, not loading your resume, not loading, no applicant trashing systems, no ATSs, sending your resume to them falls in this bucket. So if you're working full-time on your job search, 40 hours a week, 36 of them should be spent doing what I just said, okay? Because that's the probability of you getting your next job. I want your effort to be aligned with the probabilities. So if you got a 90% chance of when you piece all these and add all these things up of getting your job, this is the way it's going to happen. Then what happens? You send your resume out. Then what happens? Then less people, not 100%, well, maybe some of you, get back, right? And you go into exchanges, 1%. What does that mean? Well, 1% of your time should be going back and forth with people. What does this mean? Well, Andy, I sent a boss hunting message. I sent a networking message to an old colleague. I sent a boss hunting message to somebody. They didn't get back to me. You agonizing. This is what you're doing, what a lot of you do. How much time should I wait before I follow up with them? What should I say to them when I send them a follow-up? I sent them 3 follow-ups. When should I quit? Hey, why are they not moving fast enough in the interview process? All of that stuff and all that anguish you go through, yeah, stop it, okay? 90% up here, and then they become an afterthought until they get back to you, okay? This is why I want you to keep feeding the funnel. What happens when you feed the funnel? You don't care if they get back to you, right? What is this akin to, and what's the greatest analogy for how to feed the funnel? A lot of you were with me last month, right, in the Job Search Challenge, that 5-day event that I had, but even if you missed it, some of you have it as a product. Some of you saw it live. If you missed it, I do have a video or two somewhere on my YouTube channel. You can go find it, okay? But this is what I mean, back and forth, very little time. This is logistics. Hey, Mr. Recruiter Man, where should I show up? Where's the Zoom link? Where's your office? Great, see you then. That's it, okay? Then you're gonna go into interviews. And then what's gonna happen? What did I say? You're gonna get multiple offers. What are you gonna do? You're gonna choose one of them, right? Okay, that's what I mean by the funnel, funneling down. 10%, maybe 9 to 10% of your time should be spent prepping for interviews, conducting your interviews, right? What does this also mean? When you get an interview on the line, so what? So keep going and interview, and you could squeal with glee and put effort into it, but 90% of your time. So if you're prepping for that interview for an hour, you should spend 9 more hours sending messages or finding people to send messages to while you're interviewing. You keep feeding the funnel. Why? So your blood pressure doesn't go up when that interview isn't going the way you hoped. When the recruiter isn't calling you back and they said they'd call you back this week and it's 3 weeks and you're wondering how long should I wait? You don't care because you've got so many things going. What do I call them? Bittas, balls in the air, that you don't care if they get back to you. Right? Okay. So are you feeding the funnel? What's an analogy from my life? Let me give you an analogy from my life. So I got this thing, it's called the Job Search Coaching Program. It used to be called the Job Search Boot Camp. I put it up in 2017. You're all invited to come if you're not members already. When I initially put it up in December, actually December of 2017, is when we first sold it, I had spent the prior year and a lot of time building the product, right? It was a product. It was an initial product, version 1.0. I spent 90% of my time doing what? Building the damn thing. Then what happened? Then I hung the for sale sign. I'm open for business on this product. Ever since that time, that's 4 years now, I have spent 90% of my time doing what? Marketing it, right? And then I spend some time, like tomorrow, you're gonna get 3 awesome lessons tomorrow, right? And I continue to nurture it and service it, but I'm constantly looking for what? More people to share it with so that they could see it. If somebody comes across me and they don't care to buy, right? There's a whole bunch of you on this session and 3% of you will buy or something like that. Maybe some of you already did, but it is not my goal in life to spend a lot of time in here trying to convince you to buy the product, right? I'm looking for people who are interested in enrolling. And then once they get a sense of it, they might start asking me some questions. If they ask me questions, what are those? Buying signs. What do? I answer the questions, right? Just like you in an interview. But what do I not do? I don't keep chasing them and saying, do you want to buy? Do you want to buy? Do you want to buy? Where are you? I answered all those questions. What else don't I do? I don't answer the same question twice. Okay, so if you want to go back and forth with me, what do? You got a new question? Wonderful, I'll answer that. For as long as it takes you to get comfortable. Those are buying signals. That's different. You need to be able to differentiate this. Your buying signals are all done in the interviewing. Okay, so keep this in mind. The world is abundant. There are employers out there that are falling all over themselves, that would fall all over themselves to get you to work there. Your problem isn't that you're not good enough. Your problem is you're not spending enough time looking for them. Okay? So take a page out of my book. Do it. Feed the funnel. Okay? So, what are the questions that I want to ask you about the funnel? I want you to ask yourself, am I spending enough time generating new leads? Right? Are you feeding the funnel enough? What else don't I want you to do? I want you to make sure you're not doing this. Am I wasting time and energy in follow-ups and in the applicant trashing system? Bad, bad, bad. Wait, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with prudent follow-ups. But the salesperson who keeps emailing me about whether I want to try their app or do a collab with them that sent me the 4th email, even the 2nd email, I'm never going to get back to them. And no amount of pokes at me are going to make me move faster at all. And if anything, it's going to turn me off. Okay? So keep that in mind. So number two, make sure you're feeding the funnel. And if you're in my job search coaching program, you have a picture of the funnel in the Boss Hunting Bible, among other places.